KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Pre-qualification is available at splatero.com.
Good morning. I'm Annika Colbert. It's Saturday, September 18th, Sonido De La Frontera on the KPBS Summer Music Series. That's next, but first, let's do some quick headlines. Governor Gavin Newsom signed an expansive housing package on Thursday that could see more homes being built in California. The package has two bills that would let cities rezone some parts of urban areas for up to 10 units. It also streamlines the process for converting homes in single-family neighborhoods into duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. A third bill in the package extends the Housing Crisis Act of 2019, which fines local governments for blocking some housing construction. The Coastal Cleanup Day is today. It's a statewide effort, and several cleanups are happening throughout San Diego County. Sean Rizzuto is a maintenance program advisor and senior transportation engineer for Caltrans. He says the day is dedicated to cleaning up litter and trash that could otherwise end up in the ocean.
Make sure we maintain, the beauty of San Diego, which we all appreciate every day, but that sometimes can be blighted by debris and litter.
You can find more information about volunteering at cleansd.org. The Thunderbolts are back for the races at the San Diego Bay Fair. Bay Fair has been held at Mission Bay since 1964, but it was postponed last year due to the pandemic. Here's Bay Fair board member Jim Kidrick.
This is the finest powerboat racing course in the world today. Mission Bay Park, as we see it, was actually built to bring this to San Diego.
From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for some San Diego music.
KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more. Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.
Today we're talking about a group that embodies the spirit of our diverse border region and celebrates the beauty of Baja California with their own take on Latin America's resurging dance music, cumbia. Sonido De La Frontera is made up of a power trio of veteran musicians Carlos Paez of the B-Side Players, Luke Henshaw of Planet B and First Power Crew, and DJ Unite with Tribe of Kings and also First Power Crew. They each bring decades of experience to the project, and the results are an exciting cumbia sound that fuses the party energy of sound system culture with the hip-hop production aesthetic of big drums and loud bass. Sonido De La Frontera spoke with KPBS Midday Edition host Jade Hindman, but first, let's begin with their single, Somos Sonideros.
Somos sonideros de la frontera. Somos sonideros de la frontera. Somos sonideros de la frontera. Somos sonideros de la frontera.
Métele roots, métele rock, métele guaguancó, métele chu, métele gua, métele chango, métele amor, métele paz, métele revolución, métele sabor, 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 métele roots, métele rock, métele guaguancó, métele chu, métele gua, métele chango, métele amor, métele paz, métele revolución, métele sabor, 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 sabor.
Somos sonideros de la frontera. Somos sonideros de la frontera. Somos sonideros de la frontera. Somos sonideros de la frontera.
Mete la leña, la chimenea, quema candela, quema Babilón, métele cumbia, rumba, reggae, bomba, son, métele timba, yoruba, jarocho, métele roots, métele rock, métele guaguancó, métele chu, métele gua, métele chango, métele amor, métele paz, métele revolución, métele sabor, 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 sabor.
That was Sonido De La Frontera with Somos Sonideros from their new album, Sonidero Guerrilleros. And I want to introduce Sonido De La Frontera with Carlos Paez vocals, Luke Henshaw on production, and DJ Unite on the turntables. Thank you for joining us on Midday Edition.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Hey, so you each earned a name in your respective genres and music scene, DJ Unite and Tribe of Kings. Carlos Paez, B-side players, Luke Henshaw, Planet B. How did you three come together to start Sonido De La Fronteras?
We all came together with the San Diego music scene, just being supportive of each other and, meeting at shows. And we all came together for the love of cumbia music.
And DJ Unite, for people that may not know what cumbia is, can you give a little background about where it comes from and the different types of cumbia there are?
Cumbia comes from Colombia. It originally actually comes from Africa, from the Kumba dance. Cumbia is a sort of festival music for Colombians, and it's a very blue-collar type of music. And it spread throughout Latin America, and in Mexico, they latched onto it really strongly and started making their own version of cumbia. And so now you can hear it basically at every family gathering. You can hear it on cars driving by with their radios pumping. So it's a rich part of Colombia's cultural history as well.
And Carlos, how did you first discover cumbia?
I discovered cumbia through my father, who was a musician his whole life. He started a band from Tijuana, Mexico called Los Moonlights. And they would make these records back in the days called música bailable, which is danceable music. So they would always have like at least 2 cumbia tracks in each record, making sure you had a party song on the record for those quinceañeras. That's the way the records were back then. It was like a mixture of different genres of music. So it'd be like 2 boleros, 2 cumbias, 2 ballads, bands like Los Moonlights, Solitarios, Los Bukis, Los Freddys. All these bands would always put these records out, would always have a couple cumbia tracks because they were heavily influenced by the Colombian cumbia music, which is strictly like party music back then.
Rosa María se fue a la playa, se fue a la playa, se fue a bañar. Y cuando estaba sentadita en la arena me decía con su boquita, vente vamos a bailar. Y cuando estaba sentadita en la arena me decía con su boquita, vente vamos a bailar. Rosa María, baila mi cumbia mamá. Rosa María, baila mi cumbia mamá. Rosa María, baila mi cumbia mamá.
And Unite, same question to you. How did you first discover cumbia?
I discovered it a little bit differently. Being a DJ when I was around 18, I had a friend named Johnny who wanted me to come play at his family party since I could mix records. So we would bring this big 6-foot coffin filled with his uncle's records, and he would select the records for me and I would play them. And then I started realizing what tunes were working really well at the parties, and I started really taking a liking to the rhythms and everything. So it slowly went from that. I got a taste for cumbia around when I was 18. And from there, I started studying and getting in depth onto where it came from and who the big groups were and what styles of cumbia that I liked the best.
Right. And Luke, what about you?
I'm a late bloomer. I had heard it here and there, but it wasn't until Unite was spinning he was doing double duty in downtown at a bar and an art gallery next door. So I went next door to the art gallery and he was just playing it and the bass was just kicking and that shaker was just so hypnotizing. And 3 days later, I met Carlos and we just hit the studio.
And for all of you, this journey started with Cumbia Mundial. Tell me about that.
I call it World Cumbia, and that's just the translation is Cumbia Mundial. The song just celebrates different cultures all around the world.
Cumbia, pa' mi gente. Traigo una cumbia diferente, bien sabrosa, bien picante, de continente a continente. Llego pa' mover a mi gente. Si te gusta, mami, ponte a bailar. En Costa Rica, en Panamá. Si te gusta, mami, ponte a bailar. En La Habana, Cuba, en Colombia. Si te gusta,
That was Sonido De La Frontera with their song Cumbia Mundial, the track from their 2014 album. You guys do many live performances, so how does that translate to the stage? How does sound system culture really translate to a live audience?
So sound system culture has been a big part of my career as a DJ, of course. And it's also a big part of the Cumbia Sonidero movement, where you'll have DJs, set up big sound systems, and all the people in the neighborhood can come out, and it's another time for them to forget their worries for a little bit and to dance. And you never really hear the music correctly until you hear them through gigantic subwoofers and a big sound system. And the sound system culture in the Sonidero culture is similar to Jamaican sound system culture in ways as well, because you may just have a sound system set up in the neighborhood. It may not be at a venue, and they play the music and everybody can come out and dance and have a good time. When we deliver our music live, it's not necessarily what you would consider the average band. What we'll do is we'll run through the turntables and the sampler, and we'll have Carlos singing live in front of it. So this type of setup can be used out on stage at a concert, or it can also be in the middle of a club. We can actually make our shows into one big dance party instead of a traditional concert.
Carlos, cumbia, it really is a storytelling genre. Tell us about the song La Lucha Continua.
La Lucha Continua, it translates in English to the struggle continues. And it's something that I'm really familiar with. I'm a border child. I was raised in Tijuana, San Diego all my life, crossing back and forth. My family lived in Tijuana, and my dad would always have opportunities over here across the border, my mom as well. So it was like a working family that was crossing back and forth 4 times a week. So I would see the third world country struggle on the Tijuana side, and I would also see the struggle here on the U.S. side, which is some of the same problems that we're facing today, like homelessness and racism. All those things are things I used to sing about back when I started having a voice in my youth as a musician, and they're the same topics that I sing about today.
And here's a clip from La Lucha Continua.
Con mi caballito muevo el ranchito, con un bolero lindo le muevo suavecito, con mi reggaezón muevo el pueblo unido, con mi guabanco muevo el mundito. Mi música tiene vibra, la vibra te pone a bailar, el baile tiene su historia, la historia es cultura, la cultura nunca muere, en la muerte, en la vida es una lucha. La lucha continúa. La lucha continúa.
That was La Lucha Continua by Sonido De La Frontera from their new album, Sonidero Guerrilleros. For people who don't cross the border, what's something that you want them to know and also take away from your music?
Well, I just want them to experience the music and to know that this music really represents them as well. It's just, we're not really representing just San Diego. We are representing this whole region that we live in. And La Frontera means the border. It's a culture and it's a way of life out here. If you want to talk about food, wherever we travel to, there's no better Mexican food than Tijuana, San Diego Mexican food, or even seafood. I mean, there are some seafood spots down south in, Mazatlan. But as far as food, there's no other better Mexican food in the world than San Diego, Tijuana. And I'm not talking about Los Angeles. I'm talking about San Diego, Tijuana. And that's just food. But also, I mean, the music, there's some bands and there's some new music coming out of this region of this South Bay, lower side, south side of the border that is really inspirational right now. It's like a new sound, and it's very exciting because with every struggle, like this whole pandemic is a struggle in itself. There's always new music behind a new struggle. So Sonido De La Frontera is definitely like a new sound coming out from all these hard times that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, if I might add also, I think that it's really important because most opinions are formed off of what they hear in the media about Mexico, especially about Tijuana. I think you really have to go down there and experience it for yourself and get a taste of the culture down there and realize that the people down there are living the life just like we're living life, and they're going through the same struggles, you know.
And can you all tell me about your song Cumbia Pacifica del Mar?
Cumbia Pacifica del Mar is kind of like a visual song of taking a trip down the coast, across the border, down coast through Baja. There's so many other little beach towns other than Rosarito, Ensenada. San Diegans, we grew up in San Diego, but we also, back in the days, we had the privilege of crossing the border and going to surf K38 and going down on a Baja trip to go eat fish tacos and drink a beer. It's such a beautiful thing that we all have seemed to forgotten because of the labeling of Tijuana as the most dangerous city in the world. So this is a whole song celebrating the beautiful vibe of Baja California and the Ocean Pacific.
I've been talking with Sonido De La Frontera members Carlos Paez, Luke Henshaw, and DJ Unite. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Dale la playita, mamacita, ahorita tengo algo que te quiero enseñar. Tengo una rolita bien rica, suavecita, que mamita sí te va a gustar. Vibra positiva de Baja Califa con la cultura pro-mexicana. En la costa bonita el sol siempre brilla y la luna te invita a bailar. Vamos a bailar la cumbia pacífica del mar. Vamos a bailar la cumbia pacífica del mar. Cumbia pacífica, 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 la cumbia del mar. Cumbia pacífica, 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 la cumbia del mar. Dale mamacita, la playita en la orilla del mar te invita a gozar. Descansita morenita en la arena calientita debajo de la luna llena. Vibra positiva de Baja Califa con sonido de la frontera. San Diego, California, Tijuana, Ensenada, la cumbia pacífica del mar. Vamos a bailar la cumbia pacífica del mar. Vamos a bailar la cumbia pacífica del mar. Cumbia pacífica, 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 la cumbia del mar. Cumbia pacífica, 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 la cumbia del mar. Dale la playita, mamacita, ahorita tengo algo que te quiero enseñar. Tengo una rolita bien rica, suavecita, que mamita sí te va a gustar. Vibra positiva de Baja Califa con la cultura pro-mexicana. En la costa bonita el sol siempre brilla y la luna te invita a bailar. Vamos a bailar la cumbia pacífica del mar. Vamos a bailar la cumbia pacífica del mar. Cumbia pacífica, 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 la cumbia del mar. Cumbia pacífica, 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 la cumbia del mar. Con sonido de la frontera.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt or for home improvements by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Learn more at splatero.com.